This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel Strat-O-Matic Baseball Excel Game of the Week.
Welcome back, baseball fans, to the Game of the Week. Final game of the week of the regular season until the playoffs begin. And we finish, I should say, the regular season with a grudge match between the Cincinnati Reds and Pittsburgh Pirates, two of the star-studded teams of the 1970s, who, through my realignment in the carryover league, play in the same division, totally despise each other. I kind of think the Reds and Pirates, if they were in one division, it would have been a lot nastier than the Reds against the Dodgers out west or the Pirates against the Phillies in the east, but whatever. That's what that is. Let's take a look at the overall standings before we start Game 1 today. And the National League, once again, the Cincinnati Reds perennially winning this division, it seems, only to lose in the playoffs. But anyway, they are currently 17-9, and in a best-of-5 series to wrap up the season against the Pirates, and with a 4-game lead, it means that they have clinched this division. So there's not much to play for as far as division title and all that sort of thing, but there is meaningful stuff to play for in this series. We're looking at wildcard teams here. The Marlins are safe with a record of 4 games over 500 to hold on to a surprise number 5 seed. These two teams beat up on these two teams. That's how it happens. There's a lot of this schedule is specifically designed to play your own division a ton. And then the Reds are playing the Pirates in the final season. The Cardinals just fell out at the end there to miss any playoff opportunity, along with the Cubs. The Rockies in the previous series beat the Diamondbacks to win the division, but the Diamondbacks are precariously holding on to that final wild card spot, sitting at 500, which is pretty dubious for the National League. There's no interleague play, by the way, so it means that there's just a lot of tight play within divisions in some of these, and particularly this one, where 5 games separated the top from the bottom. Vegas is out, Portland's out. Astros just blew through the West. Currently have the number 1 seed. The rest of the West was trash this year for whatever reason, including the Dodgers, who should have made a playoff appearance, but they do not. Astros have locked, they haven't quite locked in the 1 yet. They still have to wait. Reds can still get the 1, but to do it, they'd have to win they'd have to sweep. They'd have to win all 3 games. The 3-game sweep. 3-game sweep puts them at 20-9, and that's a half game better than the Astros. If it's 3 games to 1, they would technically be tied, but the Astros would have the tiebreaker. So the Reds are looking for a sweep to get the number 1 seed. The Pirates, they need to win this series, however they do it. 3 games to 2, 3 games to 1, or a sweep to get themselves at least a half game over 500. That's all they need to do to get better than Arizona and take that roster spot. The more games the Pirates win, should they win a 3-game sweep, the Reds would fall to 17-12, and that would mean that the Phillies would get the number 2 seed. So there's all sorts of seeding, and it's funny, the only thing they're not playing for is the division. But what these two teams are playing for is seeding elsewhere. So Arizona's watching. They're rooting for the Reds. And the Phillies are rooting for the former division rival Pirates. So they can get a bye in the number 2 seed. So, a lot of fun stuff to play here in Pittsburgh. Reds at Pirates. We are family. Three River Stadium, 1979. For the Reds, we have Mario Soto on the mound. for the Pirates, their ace, John Candelaria. Game 1 of a 5-game series. And then at the end of this video, I'll post the results of what happens the rest of the way. Leading off, Joe Morgan. 66 off the Candyman as a base hit in the center field. Double A stealer. Ed Ott brings a +1 arm into the game. No brainer here. Morgan's taken off and he's safe at second. Dave Concepcion. 48. Pops to short. Ken Griffey, 49. Skies the center. And George Foster, 612, rolls to first. So they strand Morgan. Omar Moreno, 1-9. Double 1 to 3 is a double. Stretched it out on the 2 there. He's on second base for Ronnie Stinnett. 3-6. Let's take a look at Ronnie Stinnett's card. My goodness. This is the year that Rennie had 7 hits in a game against the Cubs, I believe. 336 card. The destruction of left-handed hitters is there. Destruction of left-handed pitchers is there, I should say. Against righties, he's good. But a very imbalanced card. 3-6 though. Homer 1 to 8. Double. And he gets the double. Pirates get the early lead. The Cobra, Dave Parker, flies to right. Pop Stargell rolls to second. Runner at third. 2 outs for Bill Robinson. He grounds to short. Top of 2, Steve Nicosia, 35. Double. Leadoff double. He catches against lefties. Bench plays first. And here is Johnny Bench. 67. Single and a 1 off Candy as a lineout. Steve Bry. 1-8 short. Brought in to be a corner outfielder against lefties. And Cesar Geronimo. The runner at second and 2 outs. 35 is a grounder to second. Reds have stranded men in the first 2 innings. Al Oliver. 2-5 grounds to short. Ed Ott, 112, fouls the catcher. And Dale Barrow, 1-8, is a grounder to short. Top of the third, Tommy Helms, second tour of duty with the Reds. 68, second X. Ronnie Stinnett is great defensively, so 1-16 at second base. And he makes the play. Joe Morgan, 32, pitcher. And Concepcion, 46, skies the center. Bottom of the third, Bud Harrelson, 48, bouncer to short. This is Concepcion, a 1-25 at short, and he just booted the ball. Pretty high E rating for him. And that's going to be an error. Moreno, 3-6 is a K. Ronnie Stinnett, 2-5 again. He hits this card. Triple 1 to 3. Single dot dot is a single dot dot. You got runners on the corners, and you have to bring the infield up, holding to the Cobra. 64 for Dave Parker off the Soto card. Homer 1 to 12. Double. He gets the 12. It just goes over the wall, and that's huge for the Pirates. A big 3-run homer for the Cobra, and it's 4-zip. Home cooking is working today. Pop Stargell, 37's a walk. Bill Robinson, 1-5, flies to left. And Al Oliver, 68. Ball 4. 2 on. 2 outs. Ed Ott, 63. Bouncer to short. This is Concepcion again, a 1-25. It was his error that got this. 2 errors in this inning. What a disaster for the Reds. This should have been E6, not E1. What a disaster. The bases are loaded. 2 outs for Dale Barrow. 2-8. Let's take a look at the Dale Barrow card. Not a very good one, but it's good here. 207 with this card, but he's a rangy 2 at third base, so that's good. Why he's on the team. 2-8 is a single to center field. Pops will score. Oliver was at second. 14 runner. 15-16, but he's got Geronimo's arm, so no, he will not challenge Cesar Geronimo. They bat around. Bud Harrelson. Let's take a look at Bud Harrelson's card. You're wondering probably why he's here. This is his 1980 card with the Texas Rangers. Love the on-base percentage against righties. He also hit .272, 29 walks, 180 at-bats. So he platoons with Frank Taveras for this Pirate team. Pirates notoriously didn't walk a lot. It was all hits. And so it's nice to have a guy like Harrelson get some on-base to turn it on before the top of the lineup. Bases loaded, 2 outs in a 5-0 game. Bud Harrelson, 3-11, grounds to first. But a ton of unearned runs there. Oh boy, 2 errors by Concepcion in the 3rd inning, and it's 5-0. Ken Griffey leads off the 4th. 39, rolls to first. George Foster, 32, rolls to 3rd. Nicosia, 6'10", former Pirate, bounces to 3rd. Barra, again, the 2E37, makes the play. All right, bottom of the 4th, Moreno, 69, walks. That's not what you want to do. Plus today, you don't have bench catching. Seems like the Reds might be phoning this one in today, folks. I don't get it. They got Nicosia because you're facing Candy and Rooker are lefties, which puts Nicosia in the game, and they have no first base against lefties, so Johnny's got to play first. They might want to rethink this because of the Pirate speed and just let bench catch the rest of the thing, let Nicosia be DH or something, and find another first baseman. They got to rethink that because Moreno is a double-A stealer, and with a 5-run lead will take off, and he's easily at second base. Ronnie Stinnett, 2-2, rolls to 3rd. The Cobra, 4-11, left X. This is Foster's a 3E3 in left field. Pretty good defense, not known for that, but he is this year. And Pops with 2 outs. 2-5, let's take a look at Pop Stargell's card, 78 card we're using here. Before the MVP and World Series champion year for him. But 2-5 is gone. 2-run blast off of Soto, who's had a magnificent year, but just getting roasted today. 7-0 Pirates. Bill Robinson, 6'11", pitcher X, E23. Let's see. 2 E23. Another error. Soto makes an error here. Al Oliver, 110, base hit in the center field. 2 on 2 outs. Ed Ott, 66. Double 1-2, single ... Another run will score. Final batter for Soto, and then it's time to take a shower, dude. Dale Barra, 4-4, short X. Oh boy. It's been an adventure today for Concepcion. And another error, his 3rd in the last 2 innings. What a day to forget for the Cincinnati Reds team altogether. Soto is just heading to the dugout, and yeah. 3 2/3 innings, had enough. 8-0. They still have the bases loaded with 2 outs. Time for some long work. I guess we'll go with Jim Willoughby. The long man will come in for Cincinnati here. Did not expect to hear his name this early in the 4th inning against Bud Harrelson. The pitch to Bud. 68 off Willoughby's a pop to 3rd. Batting around 2 innings in a row. And it's 8-0. They leave the bases loaded though. Candelaria to Johnny Bench in the 5th. 55 is a K. Steve Bry. 55 the same thing. Another K. And Geronimo. 2-9 single. And Tommy Helms, 49, is a pop to 3rd. 8-0 Laffer, bottom of the 5th. Willoughby. We'll probably pitch a couple innings here. 2 or 3 innings, get some work in. Moreno, 6'11", first X. Who do we have there? Oh, Johnny's at first base. Yeah, this configuration is just not going to work. 4E25. They are definitely not as good against lefties compared to righties. Another error. This one to bench. And with an 8-0 lead, oh my goodness. You really want to try and steal a base here and really get the Reds' ire? He's going to do it, though. 14, he's going to be safe because he's a double-A stealer. My goodness. Runner at second for Ronnie Stinnett. 35's a walk. 2 on for Dave Parker, 33. First B. Runners on the corners for Pop Stargell, 55. Short X, here it is. Going for some kind of history, Concepcion could end the inning with a double play. It's a double play or an error. And it's a double play. There we go. Wrights a sagging ship, does the Red shortstop. Stays 8-zip in the 6th. Candy's a starter 7. Going to continue with a shutout. Top of the lineup, it is Joe Morgan. 47's a K. Concepcion, 610, third X. This is Barra, 2E37. He also makes an error. Sloppy baseball today. Ken Griffey, 47 is a K. And with 2 outs, it's Foster. 67 off of Candy. Single and a 1 line out. That's a line out. It stays 8-0. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Alright, bottom of the 6th. Bill Robinson against Willoughby. 4-4. Homer 1-15. Double. That is gone. It is 9-zip. Al Oliver. 110. Base hit. Ed Ott. 2-2. Let's take a look at the Ed Ott card. Lefty hits lefties much better than righties. Weird, but plenty of power. This is his 79 World Series card. 273. Actually a good batting average, but he has this card because the Pirates had a ton of guys hitting over 280, 290, 300. 2-2 is the 2-run homer, and it is an unsightly 11-zip game. Sure you want to do this in Game 1, Pittsburgh? I'd be careful. We've seen this before, in the regular season at least. Dale Barra, 2-3, pops to short. Bud Harrelson, did a lot of work today. Rolls to the pitcher. Harrelson will leave the game, by the way, so Frank Tavares can come in to play short defensively. And Marino, 3-11, rolls to the pitcher. Well, Willoughby gets 2 1/3 innings in of work. And we go to the 7th inning. 11-0 shutout for the Candyman. Nicosia, 2-4, short. John Bench, 37's a K. And Steve Bry, 65. Homer 1-11. That is a solo shot. And they get on the board. Geronimo, 312. Center B plus injury. Now more mess. Now you got to find another outfielder. I guess Griffey can play center. So he'll just go to play center field. He was playing the DH, and we'll put the DH in Geronimo's spot, which can be Nicosia. Bench can now catch. Tom Hutton will now play first. So oddly enough, they improve their defense in many other areas. Pitching change for the bottom of the 7th. Ron Davis will come in. And it is stretch time here as Ron Davis enters the game. Stretch time in Pittsburgh with an 11-1 lead. We've been listening to this Pirates Sister Sledge playlist. We Are Family. He's the greatest dancer. It seems to be working well. Very well for the Pirates, as they are having some fun today. 11-1, dancing in the aisles. Bottom of the 7th. Ronnie Stinnett leads it off. 43, left X. Foster's a 3E3. In left field. And that's a base hit. My goodness. The Cobra. 212, left A. Tag up from first to second on the play. Stargell, 2-3, rolls a second, moves from second to third on the play. Bill Robinson, 35, homer, 1-7, double, scores on the play. 12-1 Pirates. Runner at second for Al Oliver. 1-5, let's take a look at Al Oliver. My goodness. By 78, he really shouldn't be here. He's on the Pirates with a 324 card. Not to mention, I mean, he's a great player, but he's got about 6th in this team because they got the Cobra and Stargell and Robinson. He's kind of overkill for this Pirates team, and he needs to get to a new franchise soon. But he's enjoying the ride this particular year. Homer 1-16. That is gone. Gonna have to bring out the calculator to get the final score in this one. Ed Ott, 2-9, flies to right field. That guy will leave after just an inning. 14-1 game. You know, we'll let the Pirate bullpen get some work. The shutout has been dashed. And without a CGSO opportunity, might as well let Candelaria get some rest. So we'll have Buddy Solomon chew up some innings here. Actually, he was a starter relief. No spot available in the rotation. So he has to make time here in the long man role. Tommy Helms leads off in the 8th. 67 as a pop to second. Joe Morgan 56, second X. Pretty quiet day for him. Pretty quiet day for the entire red team, let's face it. And Concepcion, 1-3. He's going to get his glove restrung before tomorrow. All right. I guess Dave Tomlin will come in to get us out of the 8th inning, hopefully. It'll be... Actually, you know what? They're going to rotate their bench, too. So, batting for Dale Barrow will be Craig Cusick. Comes off the bench. Pirates are going to empty their bench today. 2-3 for Cusick as a grounder to short. Tavares, 67 as a K. And with 2 outs, Moreno, 59, rolls second. All right, in the 9th inning, 14-1 game. Ken Griffey, 2-4, rolls a second. Foster, 3-6, single 1-7, base hit. Let's see. Well, Nikoja needs work, let him bat. 2-3 flies to right, and with 2 outs, Johnny Bench, 1-11, bounces to third. This thing's over. A quick mess, a blip on the radar if you're a Reds fan, you hope. They still have everything in front of them. They'd have to win 3 straight to get that number 1 seed now, though. They lost that cushion they had. And let's do the box. Good news for the Phillies. Bad news for Arizona. Buddy Solomon in 2 innings gave up a hit. Candelaria gets the 4 hits and a run in 7 innings. Got some time off there. Dave Tomlin, a strikeout. Ron Davis was bad. 3 hits and 3 runs in his little bit of work. Jim Willoughby didn't help out too much. He gave up 3 hits and 3 runs and a walk, but it was Mario Soto, 8 hits, charged for 8 runs. Not much of this is earned, is it? 2, 3, 4, 5 of those 8 are earned. 3 walks and a strikeout. Only 5 earned runs in that mess. Goodness. 1-009-0108. 14-14-15. 05-42-42-05. Boy, the Pirates, they really shot themselves in the foot because they can't win this division. If they would have played like this earlier in the year, well. Let's see now. Let's look at the year-to-date stats for the 2 teams and figure out why they are where they are. Why does a 14-1 win for Pittsburgh not help them win their division? That's the big question. So the Pirates, I'll start with them. They get the game over 500. They're hitting .277. That's fine. Yeah, you expect to be a little bit better even, but yeah, that's a good hitting year. 3.95 ERA isn't too bad. Actually, let's see how many runs they've scored. They've scored 116 runs. They've given up 109 runs. So the net is pretty much 500 there. That's about right. The rotation looks like Rooker's the only guy with a winning record. Candelaria has been average. Nothing spectacular pitching. Nothing awful either. Offensively, we got a couple guys with 10 bombs in 23 games. One of those, of course, is Pop Stargell. And the other guy's Bill Robinson. That's a nice dynamic duo there. Of course, Bill Robinson has 10 homers and only 16 RBI, maybe because the bases are empty when he bats, because Stargell bats before him. He's got 10 homer, 20 RBI. Then you have the Cobra with 26 RBI and 9 homer. So you got 3 stellar middle of the lineup guys. Look like they're all performing. Cobra's only hitting .240, but he's got a lot of RBI. Bill Robinson's got average. Pop's only has 76 at-bats. He's been injured and doesn't play a lot of times against lefties. Let's get to the Reds. 17-10. Hitting .270, 3.75 ERA. The teams are pretty similar in that regard. But the big difference is right at the top of the Cincinnati rotation. His name is Tom Seaver. He is 7-1. He will pitch game 2 in Three Rivers. His giving up 14 runs in 63 innings. That is a ERA of exactly 2. ERA of 2 there for Seaver. Soto, 4-3. Obviously, his defense let him down in that game. And then Joe Price is 5-1 in the number 4 spot. So Price and Seaver are 12-2 on a team at 7 games over 500. Offensively, the RBI leader is George Foster, the 1977 MVP Foster. 7 homers, a little low there for him. 27 RBI. He's hitting 300. Joe Morgan has 20 stolen bases leading off the entire year. His MVP cards of 75 and 76 are no longer in the league, but he still has a good card. And I guess they miss Pete Rose a little bit. Their third baseman is a platoon of Tommy Helms and Jack Brohammer. And that's not going particularly well, as you might imagine. But again, they did get Seaver in that trade. So they got Seaver, they got rid of Rose, plus some other guys. Hall of Fame trade. Has worked for Cincinnati. Hasn't really worked for the Mets. 17-10 Reds. Overall, there they sit, 630. With 7 over 500, the Phillies have temporarily moved into the second spot at 8 games over 500, while the Reds are 7. So the Phillies currently occupy 2, but we still have more baseball to play here. And I'll report that at the end of the video. Thanks for checking this all out. We'll see you next time. Well, baseball fans, pretty remarkable series. After the blowout in Game 1, Pirates 14-1 winners in the game I just played. Let's move forward. Show you what happened. Tells a great story. Game 2. Tom Seaver going into Pittsburgh trying to even things up against Jim Bibby. And it's a pitcher's duel. Seaver and Bibby. Solo homer by Al Oliver in the second. Sac fly by Griffey in the top of the inning. In the bottom of the third inning, a second run for the Pirates off another error off of Concepcion, which is baffling. That's 4 errors in 12 innings. He makes his 5th error in the 4th inning. It doesn't hurt him. We have a 2-2 tie, Seaver and Bibby, a gem. We go into the 9th inning. Both pitchers can pitch 9 innings. Bibby has to come out in the top of the 10th. Tom House comes in and gives up a single. That's about it. Guy thrown out stealing. Seaver goes out for the 10th inning. Ground out, ground out. Ronnie Stinnett gets a single. And then with 2 outs, Seaver pitches to Dave Parker, who walks off with a 2-run homer. Tom Seaver did everything he could do for the Reds here. 9 2/3 innings, a complete game loss. 3 of the 4 runs were earned on homers. So the Pirates hold home field. 2 straight wins at home. So the Reds have got to do something here, or they're getting a bye and, winning the division. Well, they got the division, but getting a bye, getting a 2 seed or a 1 seed. At this point, the 1 seed's done. They can't get the 1 seed, but they're trying to win the series still with 3 straight wins to hold off the Phillies for the number 2 seed. Game 3 in Cincinnati. We see some lefties. Jim Rooker for the Pirates. Joe Price for the Reds. These names will come up later in the series at the end here. Neither team particularly fantastic against left-handed pitching, and it plays out that way. Sanguian gets a run here. It's a competitive game. It's 3-2 into the 7th. Rooker starts to falter. Tekulve comes in. Kent Tekulve, and the Reds get some big hits from their bench. They finally break through in the series with a 7-4 win once they get the lefty Rooker out of the game. Price went 8 innings, a save by Doug Bear. So home team has won the first 3 games. Game 4. It is Bruce Keeson, a righty, against Ochinko, a lefty. Ochinko's the worst of the Red pitchers, but against the Pirates, again, the Pirates aren't that great against lefties either. Early start for the Reds. Joe Morgan, a nice 2-out double here. Jerry Turner hits a homer there. The Cobra hits a homer. It's 3-1, and in the 6th inning, this is a great Cincinnati bunch of maneuvers they did. The leadoff hitter gets on, and it's a quick hook for Alchinko, just 5 innings and a batter, because he gives up a lot of homers to left-handed batters, exactly what the Pirates have. So they bring in Jim Willoughby, a really strong righty who gets lefties out. He gives you 2 solid innings. Ron Davis, Dave Tomlin in the 9th gets the save because, again, you have Oliver, Parker, and Stargell between 3 and 6. And the Reds win this game 5-2. The Reds, three tight games after the blowout, were all tied up 2-2. Everything is still in play for Cincinnati. They would have to win Game 5 to be the number 2 seed. And the Phillies would be a 3. Pirates would be eliminated. If the Pirates win Game 5, the Phillies get the number 2 seed. Reds fall to number 3, and the Pirates and Reds would play a wild card game. So we go back to Pittsburgh in Game 5, the site of John Candelaria beating the Reds 14-1. And take a look at this one, folks. Game 5, John Candelaria wins the second game again, 10-1. When John Candelaria takes the mound, the Pirates are winning 24-2. Something about the Candyman in Pittsburgh. He gets the run support. And Tom Seaver, the Reds did a lot of shifting, knowing that they'd have to play the Pirates in a more meaningful game at Riverfront in the wild card round. Seaver, a single, a stolen base, a bloop single, a triple off of the Seaver card for Stargell, which was highly unlikely, but it came off the Seaver card. Inexplicably, Seaver gets knocked around, but the Reds smartly hook him, bring in Mario Soto to pitch a couple innings, because the strategy is they want Joe Price to pitch the wild card game. They never come back in this game, but they don't wear out their bullpen either. Soto would still be available in the wild card game, as would Willoughby, as would Davis, Tomlin, and Bear. And Seaver would be the number 1 starter in the divisional round, assuming that happens. So when all this is said and done, and the Pirates have won this series 3-2, and the home team has won all 5 games, let's now take a look at the overall standings to show you the matchups. Here's how it ends up. Reds finished 19-12. They're disappointed because the Phillies finished 19-11. They nip them for the number 2 seed, which means that the Reds have to play a wild card game again against these Pirates. These Pirates finally get to a game over 500 by doing that, which means that Arizona is the team to be eliminated. So we know Pittsburgh is 6. They'll play at Cincinnati 3. We know the Marlins are 5. They'll play the Rockies at 4. And we know the Phillies and the Astros get byes. Just a quick look at the National League matchups in the wild card round before we do an end of the season video. In the Colorado-Florida series, it'll be Vern Rule versus Larry McWilliams. And in the Cincinnati-Pittsburgh game, it'll be a redo of Game 3 of the series I just played. Jim Rooker on the road against Joe Price. But now it'll be the wild card game. And Game 3 was a pretty good game. Rooker and Price pitched pretty good. Rooker faltered in the 7th, and Tekulve blew it more. And Joe Price pitched pretty darn well. Struggled a little bit late. Doug Bear gets a save. So we're going to have a repeat of this game in the wild card round. 1 game, the fun part of the fall league. Anything can happen in a 1-game wild card. 4 wild card games. And next time I do a video, we'll take a look at the stats, figure out MVPs, Cy Youngs, Rookie of the Years, things like that. Thanks for checking out the fall league. As it concludes, stats will come up in a future video, and then the playoffs, the wild card games, will all be broadcasted as games of the week. See you next time.